That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
In all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves.
Does thinking you're the last sane man on the face of the earth make you crazy? Because if it does, maybe I am.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
The moment when human and machine work together to reach superintelligence and a new age of enlightenment.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
You're going out there to destroy them, right? Not to study, not to bring back, but to wipe them out.
That's the plan. You have my word on it.
All right, I'm in.
Here we go. What's up, y'all? My name's Matthew Early. You know me. Yeah, got a lot to cover today. First time at it on this channel. See if we can make this a regular thing. Check out what's going on in the chat. Everybody saying hello. Where's Vic? Yeah, I know, right? Give me so much shit and then doesn't even rock up. So Vic. Yeah, plenty to cover today. Why artists are leaving ghostly sculptures at the bottom of the ocean. Researchers build AI that builds AI. Why the metaverse must be open and regulated. And Meta's VR division lost $3.3 billion on $877 million in revenue in Q4. And does quantum mechanics reveal life is but a dream? But before we do it, introducing a good friend of mine, a good friend of ours, Metco. Metco,
What up?
how are you?
How you going?
Cool.
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Settling in, getting ready. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Interesting topics there.
Yes, they certainly are. And of course, plenty of memory shenanigans to break the ice. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Always.
Cool. All right, without further ado, let's jump in the article and start talking Mulu. Now, working on a new way to show you this. Nice. Just like that. Boom. Well, hello there. Why these artists are leaving ghostly sculptures at the bottom of the ocean. Shep says he loves quantum mechanics. I too am a big fan of quantum mechanics. In so many ways. In so many ways. So artists are populating the seabed with sculptures that attract divers, while also asking whether they should really be there. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they be there? You ever been to the bottom of the ocean, Manticore?
Not at the very bottom, but I've been
Not the very
snorkeling before. No.
Yeah. Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I've never been snorkeling. I've got a family that is a proponent of snorkeling, of all kinds of manner of water shenanigans. But I've been down to the bottom of the figurative, metaphysical ocean. That's more my ocean. It's more like space, really. Yeah. Yes,
Is it true
snorkeling.
that nobody can hear you scream down there?
Screen down. It is. It's like. That sounds like motorboating. Snorkeling or scuba diving off the coast of Cancun, Mexico, is a great way to escape the world's cares and concerns. Beneath shimmering turquoise waters, I love that turquoise color. An army of spectral sculptures covered in algae. Oh yeah, they didn't take that into account, did they? That their masterpieces are covered in algae. That's all right. A little bit of get the barnacles off. You're all good.
You have to hire someone to go down there and clean them off.
Yes, that's right. And Crustaceans is waiting to dazzle you. But the artwork is also there to remind you of the potentially cataclysmic cost of your adventures. Oh, I like that. Ooh, ominous, ominous. Unlike a lot of contemporary art, there's not much ambiguity to the works on display. At the, am I going to butcher this? Museo Subsequato di Arte, Musa, right? Yeah. Where you will see an array of villains and victims cast in non-toxic, had to be non-toxic, pH neutral marine grade cement. Interesting. Interesting. The banker. Portrays a suited figure with his head buried in the seabed and the cavern formed by his raised posterior, serving as a habitat for marine flora and fauna. Very nice. You were just saying before about sinking ships to create reefs.
Artificial reefs, yeah.
Artificial reefs. We had the HMAS, I think it was Brisbane, sunk off the coast near the Great Barrier Reef to rejuvenate the population, marine life. And it seems to have, the artificial reefs seem to actually work in their favor. The inheritance
shows
a
lot of tourists too.
Yeah, that's right. The inheritance shows a young boy whose shoulders are hunched in disconsolation, sitting on an upturned bucket, surveying representations of the type of man-made debris that increasingly befouls our water bodies: foam cups, plastic bags, and bottles. That's very interesting imagery. Very interesting imagery indeed.
Yeah.
There's the
what are they holding? Are they cameras or?
Yes, they look like it. But
okay.
Are they? Are they meant to be cameras?
Are they really?
You just saw it.
Someone's got a sense of humor.
Yes, that's right. Artists do. That's what you got to admire. Jeb says, F Moloch. Dillard says, the only reason I see that this would be problematic is if you are constantly being forward into thinking you are making ancient discoveries. Right, it's not like
we found Atlantis.
We found it.
Oh, no.
There it is. No, we just had to make Atlantis ourselves. Atlantis was in us all along. Great imagery.
Yeah.
There's the banker. I'm surprised his feet
tell
aren't.
He's a banker too.
Yes, that's right. I'm surprised his feet aren't in cement. Oh, they are. Never mind. Brilliant. With their heavy gear and big fins, scuba divers are a threat to fragile marine environments such as coral reefs. Is the music all right too, or should we just have yeah?
Could you turn it down to a tiny bit?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
it's better.
All right,
Yeah.
sweet. Intriguing. So, yes, home to at least a quarter of marine species, as well as the historic shipwrecks. According to Reeffield Foundation, as estimated 88% of divers damage coral reefs during the dive. So, typical humans, going to admire the wildlife, and the typical destructive aspect of human nature of our curiosity. Okay?
Just gonna take that home for a souvenir.
Yeah,
Something like that.
catch a
Snap
few
bit
fish
off.
while I'm at.
Yeah.
Approximately 14% of the world's coral reefs have been lost since 2009, according to a new report by Global Coral Reef Monitoring Network. That's why in popular vacation spots such as Cancun and Tuscany, activist artists are working to get humanity to change course before it's too late. Do you think we're past the point of no return, Manticore?
No, I don't think so.
You don't? You think we can turn it all around?
I'm an eternal optimist though, so.
I am too, but I'm also, but I stray into the oceans of the real, into the realist elements. So
Yeah, I try to avoid that.
yeah. I mean, as for culture, is it too far gone? As for the current landscape of culture, is it too far gone? Humans will ultimately find a way to persevere. We're a resilient species like that. Individuals, definitely. As a collective idea, who knows where the shit show is going to be in 10 years. So that's my take on it. Yes. So they are sculpting. Anything to say on that? Curious?
No, I'm all right. I think.
No, you're right. You're going to hold your tongue on that one?
Yeah.
All right. No worries. They are sculpting major artworks that highlight the serious environmental crisis facing local water bodies, while at the same time providing new habitats for aquatic life in areas being overrun by tourists and industrial-scale fishing operations. I love this one.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Beautiful. Musa is the brainchild of Jason DeKers Taylor. No idea who that is. A sculptor and diver who in 2005 pioneered the concept of using underwater sculpture gardens, beautiful, to draw divers away from fragile coral reefs in Grenada. Nice. Where he had, really cool.
Good idea.
Yeah. Where he was working as a scuba instructor after finishing art school in England. The sculpture park attracted a lot of attention, he says. And then the government started to realize the value of the blue economy and began to protect the coastline. Yeah, so when you make it financially viable for... there's... Making it financially viable for governments to actually protect their own ecosystems. Yeah, I guess there's a stroke of genius. So, yeah. After his successful project in the Caribbean, DeKeris Taylor began taking his message around the globe. His projects include a tidal installation in the Maldives. Tidal installation, don't know what that entails, but yeah. I would like to see that. Yeah, just the tidal installation. So maybe it. I'm thinking it
goes up and down.
Yeah, when the tide's in, you can't see it, and when the tide's out, you can. So, yeah. In the Maldives, that can be appreciated from the shoreline, and a sculpture of an Aboriginal girl off the coast of Australia, embedded with the temperature-sensitive LEDs that turn a dark crimson red with the coral reefs. When the coral reefs are facing a dangerous condition known as coral bleaching. That's awesome.
Red light, green light.
Red light, green light. DeKeris Taylor work has inspired other activists, such as the Canadians. There we go. See, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? About art inspiring others to create art, to think outside the box, to think, think bigger than themselves. Yeah. Who know? You never know how much you're inspiring someone just by doing, just by creating. Right? So, yeah. And that message should be out there more often. That sculpture garden, which Sheridan began designing with students from the art class he taught at Thousand Island Secondary School in Brockville. Thousand Island, stay away from that ranch.
Is that where the dressing comes from?
Comprises about 20 sculptures, including a giant 5-ton concrete hand and sculpture of Sheridan's wife that can be easily used for dive maneuvers. There you go. So it's a waymarker, a pillar within the ocean landscape, guiding divers of the abyss. No, not the abyss. Just the ocean. Yeah, pointing them in the right direction, giving them a bit of guidance. Yeah.
Also scored him some granny points with his wife.
I bet. Fucking. He got steak and laid for a month. No. All right. So, did I read that part? Yes. So Sheridan was motivated to build the dive park out of concern about the damage novice scuba divers were causing to many historic shipwrecks at the bottom of St. Lawrence River. We needed to create an attraction for divers not to hang out on the wrecks. Right. Yeah, that's the funny. Yeah. He says, when you are hanging out on the gunnel of a 100-year-old schooner. Yep. Something is going to break off. Yes. So when you're chilling out, not to mention the implications of just your very presence is changing the marine, it's having an impact whether you realize it or not. Whether it's deterring a family of fish that's going to would have otherwise called it their home to be deterred by by the human presence. So just something as small as that, can create a butterfly effect that and that's you founded the Great Barrier Reef, Manticore? Are you?
I've never been there.
I haven't either.
I'd like to go one day, but
I'd love to go.
I've been to Queensland multiple times, but just never there.
I haven't either. So never been to the Queen's Land.
I'd live up there if I could. It's great.
Yes, Sunshine Coast. Everything's peachy up in that direction. You've got beautiful women, lavish lifestyle, as opposed to
bikini culture.
Curious to see what's going on in the chat. Nothing's going on in the chat. They seem to be hanging on our every word.
They're intrigued.
They are. Sorry, I just had to give some dead air there to,
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts, man? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I think it's a good idea. Like, if it inspires other artists to do the same, inspires other conservationists to think more about the ocean, it's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, totally. And to think, well, because that translates to from sea to land to air. It's ultimately an idea that can take root. And
Dilla Draws has a question. He says, does the world at large actually care if we destroy the ecosystems if we can still maintain a food supply?
Does the world at large? Well, I guess it comes down to an individual take on it. And this is my individual take on it. Dilla's playing devil's advocate, saying that we don't need beautiful coastlines. It's not like we are
necessity.
The majority of the world's population lives on the coast. Yeah, it's not like we drink from that essence of that tranquil scenery. It's not like we rely on that to paint a nice picture. I
don't know if you ask me, like, would you rather look at like an oil slicked fucking beach with nothing on it, or like a beautiful coastline? Then I think I'll swing more to the beautiful coastline. But that's just my opinion.
Some people like to get their birds covered in oil, man. So
depends on the oil you're talking about.
Yeah, right. It's an interesting concept, especially with the food supply aspect, where just off of that beautiful coastline are machine trawlers that have mined the ocean dry for their
purging the ocean of every living thing.
Yes, to maintain a consistent food supply, to prop up, to keep an economic incentive alive from a business perspective, anyway. Yes. I mean, you may be playing devil's advocate, Dylan, but it's something to think about. Beautiful coastlines are underrated, for sure. Get it? For sure. Yeah.
I see what you did there.
All right, never mind. So,
Dylan says, I, for one, have always been intrigued by oil-slick coastline and toxic colours of the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey, the purple and green glows.
Oh, you're a cheeky bastard, and I love it. Yes, I too, yes, I fall under that category of intrigue. Yes. So, where are we? Sheridan says he supports diving, exploring historic. Yep, read that part. In 2015, in the waters of the Mediterranean Sea of Tuscany's Maremma Regional Park, a local non-profit, organization began developing the first of 39 massive sculptures that call attention to the environmentally exploitative and illegal practice of bottom trawling. Yeah, speak of the devil. Which involves ships pulling enormous drag nets through the water and in the process completely wiping out fish habitats. So there's a...
because it rips up all the coral and all the reef as well, because it's like right to the bottom with weights.
Yeah, that's right. It's like machinery is a marvel as well as a detriment to our daily lives. Young, who keeps a studio in Tuscany, says that although local fishers and activists have long used concrete blocks to stop the trawlers, that's what I mean. Like, yeah. How can you what do you do in the face of that kind of like mass scale necessity, I guess? Yeah. Apart from
you don't even eat a lot of fish, so like it's like I guess people do. Like that's the thing. Otherwise, they don't have such a need for.
Don't even get me started on the land. On the land.
Yeah.
Yeah. The lengths that we go to to maintain that our own. Would you call it an ecosystem? I guess. Yeah, an economic ecosystem. Yeah. Because it's definitely a machine that keeps on the wheel keeps turning, so otherwise we all die, so but how do
Dylan says, do these people know how hard it is to catch fish? Do they expect commercial fishermen to provide us with our lovely tuna cans to catch fish with rod and reel?
Whatever happened to the good old days of a man going out fishing and providing for his family, right, Dylan? Yeah. Instead, we put our feet up, and the trawlers come in and do all the work for us. Yeah. We need to go back to those days, Dylan.
Let those commercial fishermen rape the ocean.
That's right. Profiting from those. Yeah. Anyway, it's an interesting subject. It's an interesting subject for sure. So yes, so the Underwater Sculpture Park has helped bring international attention to their cause. They said, let's make something really beautiful out of destructive fishing. If you make these sculptures, then people will come and be altered. Well, I mean, that's a bit manipulative, but that's a cool, that's cool image. Yeah. Blooming on the man. Lovely, great article. Great article. Thoughts?
It doesn't look so ugly with algae on it. I thought it'd be worse than that.
That's coral. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting times.
I think if anything can be done to draw attention to the ocean's plight, I think it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, the very fact of how these, like, because it's all going on under the ocean, and we don't realize how much the ocean is actually being, exploited, and the turnover, on an annual basis, but I suppose they just want to get us to eat bugs and tofu, don't they? That's that's their solution. What is the solution to providing
salami made from people?
Salami made from humans grown in labs, right? Oh yeah. Great alternative. What do? We're up shit creek either way. So.
Basically.
Yeah.
All you can do is laugh.
Well, yeah, and enjoy. Yeah. Well, like you said, you don't eat from the ocean, so. Yeah.
No, I eat prawns and like stuff like that, but I'm not a big fan of fish.
Right, there's a cultural context there for sure. But,
prawns you don't get down bugs as well too. So.
Yes, Moreton Bay bugs, right?
Ocean bugs.
Yeah. So you don't enjoy going to the fish and chip shop and getting yourself some flake?
No? Every now and again, I don't mind it. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'd rather like a lamb gyros or something like that.
Yep. Get an AB.
Yeah.
Yes. Dilla keeping it alive in the chat, holding it down. Yeah. He's working hard, been busy. That's good to see.
Yeah, the caricature he did of Dark Gifted himself yesterday, that was great.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Fantastic.
Dark Gift approved of it more than other people approved of it, actually. By the
I saw that.
Yeah, he would. I understand. He understands the brilliance of caricaturing. So, well,
definitely.
30 minutes in, Manticore. One article down. We can get some memory shit show going on. See, I don't know how we're gonna structure this still. I've still got we'll see how we go. It may come down to the point where we unload on a few articles to begin with. Maybe get a guest on eventually to promote their book. I'm not sure because I wasn't 100% sold on the format yet, but
or whether we just trouble with my channel.
Yeah, or you.
It's like format is the hardest thing to pin down.
Yeah. Or whether you just
open it none or one. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I think. I just want to keep it so it doesn't get too chaotic, and it doesn't divulge into a shit show. It has some form of professionalism to it. And then we'll just go hang out on Vic's stream and or Dilla's stream or whoever, or something's developing in the back channels with Doc, with the night stuff. So
yeah,
we'll see how we go. It'll all fall into place.
It's gonna go sing happy birthday. I'll see you later.
Hey, no worries, man. No worries. Thanks for dropping in.
Thanks for stopping by.
So, you like stuff? I like stuff. Yeah.
Depends on the stuff, I guess.
You like the ocean, Manticore?
Yeah, it's alright.
You like swimming?
No, I don't like swimming in the ocean.
I love the ocean. I may not be the most. I got a little bit of experience. Diving in that ocean, but not that one. The other ocean. The
other one, yeah.
Yeah, the depths of the abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's bring up some funny shit for now. It's I suppose I'll save that one for the.
Yeah, fancy.
You found some poignant memes to talk about.
Yes, interesting, poignant memes.
I suppose it'd be a smart idea for me to watch everything before going into it, but finding the links between the articles and the context for the segues. Just keep in mind this is my first effort at picking up the slack. I'm going to stay on this Manticore as well. I'm going to make sure that we yeah.
Yeah, no, I let it slip.
It's okay. It's okay. I've made a commitment now. I've thrown down the gauntlet, thrown down the money. Got to stick to it. So remember, if you want to participate in all of this stuff, then just remember to subscribe, yo. And slowly but surely, we'll find our groove again. We won't directly compete with what's going on over there. We'll try to maintain a bit of variety for everyone, a bit of a different space rather than just a rinse and repeat repetition going on. Where, as much as I admire and have fun within a context of just letting it be a free for all and a shit show. I mean, not a shit. You know what I mean when I say shit show. I don't mean it as in it's it is shenanigans. Well, it is a little bit, but it's shenanigans ensue, and that's when it gets a little bit off the rails, that's fun. But when you do that really, it opens the floodgates for all kinds of algae to form on the sculpture.
Robert Shepard said, "Who's left besides me?"
That's me. Well, at least you're here, Shep.
I think.
Thanks for that, man.
I think you're it, Shep.
It is what it is, and the more we can attract, a newer audience, from these other niches that we're covering, the more that we can send people in directions to, if they want to participate in other aspects of, of what's going on in the landscape of what we're trying to build here. Well, all of us have banded together to, we've been left behind by the bigger guys. No attention is given. No thanks for our service. So we're left on our own to build something for ourselves and to market and promote our own Comicscape material. So if we can all,
as they say, if you build it, they will come.
That's right. I mean, I'm making a sculpture right now. It's, I'm in the midst of forming it. Yeah. It is what it is. So where to segue? Do we want to talk about there's certain things that just frustrate me in covering, like, because it just brings attention to shit that I it's not like I don't give a shit about it, but
even if you take the opposition to something, sometimes you're giving it publicity, and I understand that.
Yeah, I wonder who taught you that, Manticore?
I wonder.
Yeah. Yes, you ironically become a marketing tool for the very thing that you're trying to stand to oppose. So, yeah. So speaking of that, let's here we go. So that's how I do that. And then if I go like that, and if I make that. It's a fine line to dance between trying to send the right message to people and just trying to have a bit of fun in the process and people not taking it out of context. And but still at the same time, if you're not going to have a bit of fun while you're doing it, out of the frying pan and into the fire,
Yeah, that's it. Give it a stir.
Yeah. Stir it up a bit.
Cat's like, I don't want that to fall.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I guess I learned my lesson. All right, I see it your way. Yeah. Good fun. So did you catch a new Star Wars yet, Manticore? Just out of curiosity before I segue to the next. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. I thought,
I'm making a stand.
Taking a stand?
Against Disney. Yeah. I've had a gutful.
Did you see? It's like, there's so many metaphors that I can use to describe that kind of mentality, but at the end of the day, the stuff that's going on with Star Wars right now is an absolute, but it's all, what direction do you take with it? Because I know it's all part of the plan, and I know ultimately, what's going to be left over is something to marvel. But while you're midst in the journey and you're taking these hard stances on, like, stomping your feet because they're not doing it the way you want to, that you want to do it. But ultimately, yes, I'm a believer that big multinational fucking monopolies like Disney are, there's a real problem there. Yes, but I'm not gonna boycott something that I love to ultimately try and send a message to them who are just going to do it their own way anyway. But what happened with the new Star Wars? With the book Boba Fett. If you're not aware, Luke Skywalker actually made an appearance this episode. The deep fake technology was, but I mean, he got it wasn't just a simple small little set piece cut, man. It was like it was a full Yoda reflection training scene, and it was like fucking wow.
Cool.
Oh wow, yeah. Wow, and the deep fake technology, man. Like there was the uncanny valley's gone, man. It's gone. I believed it. I fully bought into it. Like, I couldn't, I couldn't believe it.
I wonder how they did that. How they got past the uncanny valley. Like, that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, they did it. They do it, and they're doing it every day.
Do you think it's to do with like people getting used to it now? Like, so it's not as like.
No. It looks
like it's now.
He looked 100% real, man. Like I couldn't fault it at all. And I'm so picky when it comes to that sort of thing. I'm so like, I detect a hint of of uncanniness, and I'm like, I recoil, but I could not
recoil in horror.
Yes, I recoil in in that terror aspect. I'm like, fucking yeah. But they've done it, man. Like, I could not tell. I fully bought that was Mark Hamill back in the day. Fully bought it, hook, line, and sinker.
Wow.
I was gone. Yes.
On a similar subject, I saw something the other day. Indiegogo are funding a new camera that you can actually basically present yourself as anyone you want to.
Yes.
Like with face tracking technology. What do you mean? You want to look like Elon Musk. If you want to look like Elon Musk, you literally just program it, or I don't know how it works. They're funding it now, and it you can say we're on stream. I could be, even Luke Skywalker and just be talking now.
Yeah. Do you remember I was looking into doing a bunch of that stuff with the streaming when I was doing it back in the day, to just have some form of avatar base. But that opens up a can of worms, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Like the implications, I don't know, do the implications outweigh the benefits? That's the thing.
There always is pros and cons with that kind of situation. But the idea for identity theft, there's so many dark aspects there that are, that we're entering into a brand new,
I'll try and find the ad
for
horror, and I'll show you.
Cool.
When I can find it. I think it was on Facebook though.
Cool. Not much going on in the chat right now.
I just shared out the link again, so the link to YouTube.
Cool. Soon, when people stop fighting against the idea of us standing on our own, that's all right. We'll have our haters. Our haters make us stronger.
Yeah.
There's a fine line to dance as well, I don't want to, because I want to include as many people as possible from all aspects. But as soon as people, it's like, am I prepared to take a hard stance on people who are intentionally malicious, they have an agenda to destroy us. And I know they'll come. I know they'll be there eventually because they support one aspect of our group as opposed to another, and they believe we have certain agendas. Just because we're Aussies, just because we're they look down upon us, treat us like trash. Where I stand in who knows what the future is going to hold. Yes, but I have to.
I don't understand that. What I don't understand, we all should have our own platform anyway. You know what I mean?
That's the idea.
As far as the cultural war aspect goes,
not even
the more of us that have a platform.
I'm so fucking sick of hearing I'm so fucking sick of the culture war. I'm sick of it. Sick of the war. That's why I went off and created our own thing, just to be able to go over there and say, hey, we're having a bit of fun over here instead. Try to take us down if you like, but we're going to do it our way. We're going to cover whatever we feel like covering. And you're more than welcome to join us. You're more than welcome to have fun. You're more than welcome to, to keep it, I wouldn't even say keep it light, because I'm a proponent of getting dark. There's dark elements of everything that should be approached. you know, in the right light though, in the right context. Yeah,
context matters.
Yeah, I don't know, we'll see how we go. Got 2 people watching right now, so thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody who holds it down, who goes out of their way to just give us a little bit of a leg up, to give us a little bit of a lift up. Yeah, you know who your friends are at the end of the day, and once that's built, once you know where you stand with one another, it's like then you can reach out of those boundaries and have a little bit of a banter with one another, a little bit of a poke at each other's insecurities, razzle each other up a bit. Yeah. Just don't lie. Shit.
It was called
that's where I stand, man. I don't,
No, I don't either.
Yeah, there's honesty is ingrained in me, mate. So, yeah. But that said, there always has to be like a way you approach something. But yeah, you get when you start out, you get like you're uptight, but just loosening up a bit and allowing your full personality to come to the surface, like and doing that in front of a crowd, a long time ago, because I've been performing for a long time, and to have something to rely on, like not a skill set, like with music, like with something to to perform as a talent is much easier than just putting yourself out there to and saying whatever off the cuff, whatever comes to your mind is and then doing it in a way where you're not, there's no punchline, there's no but there's still an expectation there, man. It's a difficult skill to master. So, and the only way you can get better
than any other performing art too, YouTube, like it's not the same as like the other performance arts. It's very different.
It's so easy to detract people from of what you're attempting to accomplish. But as long as I guess you're open and honest about that, then people can make up their own judgment about you. They can and they're more than welcome to. Everybody's more than welcome to. You can be here and despise me. That's cool. I'll find a way to thrive off of it. We'll find a way to thrive off of it together. So yeah.
Robert Shepard said, "Thumbs up, everyone! Thumbs up, everyone, and f off till next time."
All right, 50 minutes in. Let's bring up another topic too.
I found that camera too. It's called the Expression camera. I sent it to you on Twitter.
Send us a link and we'll have a look at it. So yes, the ocean sculpture thing. I like that. It's sort of like a nice metaphor for what we're doing right here, right now. Dropping our first sculpture in the ocean. Withstanding the test of time. These are all concepts that deep metaphors that reflect the true nature of life, man, is what I want to get to the heart of in what we're attempting to accomplish here. Whether that's through, exploring the darkest aspects of human nature and our internalized fears towards these topics that we're just sprinting towards as a collective, or whether it's keeping it as simple as a cat meme, like that's what I want my monument to be. I don't have art. I do. I got plenty of art, but my art just reflects. It is a different approach to putting literal pen to paper. So, yeah. You got that link?
I sent it to you on Twitter. You DM'd.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, it's on Facebook as well, so I'm not sure. Is it an article? Or is it... Oh shit! All right, cool.
No, it's just that's the camera that I was talking about.
Yeah, well, I'm not doxing myself to tomorrow.
No, don't do that. It'll probably dox me. I don't know you.
Oh my god. See, it doesn't look too fucking.
It doesn't look real, but like you can see where it's going. Like it won't take long before it does.
Yeah. Yes. Could get away with showing that, maybe. Let's have a look here.
Is it shared from my thing or not?
No, I won't share from you, but I'll just make it. I don't even care, to be honest. Like, you know, it's not that sensitive persona high, but it's like, you know, creating a persona, creating a personage. Why not, maintain that? If I can get away with, if I go like that. Yeah, totally could. All right, let's see if I can do it. Risky. There it is. Boom. Holy shit. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's on IGG as well. Oh, that's dangerous, man. So dangerous.
Yeah, I know. I kind of want one.
Oh, so do I, but yeah. Maybe that's something we'll look into on this. When it's...
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it popped up just before.
I'd do that. But it's like, what would you... Yeah.
You could even get like you could animate the smoke the alien, though. You know
That's
what I
what
mean?
I mean.
Whatever.
As simple as that.
Yeah.
That was always my dream as well, to have some type of, and especially the way where that introduced me to the metaverse to begin with. To, like when I got curious enough about it, and then I started diving down that rabbit hole of understanding what the metaverse entails, and then got into the crypto stuff. Started investing heavily into that, into that realm. Yeah. It was all, I was always curious about it. So
even the VTuber stuff like intrigues me a bit. No,
I'm not too familiar with it. It sounds like porn without. It sounds like softcore porn without porn, but
yeah, kind of. It kind of is. Some of them are like Piper uses one like for her gaming channel. Like
that's the I know what you're talking about. Your kids and your fucking waifus and your fucking
Weebery.
And nah, not my realm, but
nah.
But having an animated that'd be, it's something I'm curious
Avatar
about.
Would be cool. An
animated avatar that with a rig, with a maybe we'll look into it, Manticore. Who knows where we'll be in 5 years, man, especially with with what's coming. Crazy times ahead.
Indeed.
Yep. So let's have a look here. So speaking of, we're talking about the metaverse. Might as well segue into a metaverse-based topic. Why not? And here we go. So why the metaverse must be open but regulated, they say.
It's
the
like
metaverse,
a contradiction, really, isn't it?
What's that?
Is it open but regulated? Like,
well, if you have, you have absolute chaos and free flow. You can get quite a bit out of control quickly. And I mean, just like you showed me before with the with the meme that I'll segue into after this. There's always got to be there was a great analogy that Jordan Peterson actually used with it's like you want to play a game, Manticore?
Yeah.
Okay, your move.
Yeah.
What do you do? What are you going to do now?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, well, then all of a sudden I put a chessboard in front of you and I say, okay, now it's your move.
Yeah, well then you know.
You know what to do next, right? So when you have these open,
if you've ever played chess, like yeah,
right, because there's rules and there's parameters that and there's there's an objective to win the game, like. But when you have absolute freedom, like, and that's a fascinating thing, like the idea of absolute freedom. It's like
applied anywhere too, really, when you think about it. Like
you are so free that you ultimately limit yourself because there's too much freedom. There's when there's no parameters, when there's no understanding, and when you've just got absolute freedom, like you don't know what to do. So that's just an interesting philosophical idea that Jordan Peterson addressed, and I was like, oh wow, holy shit. Like, in order to have a meaningful experience, you've got to have some type of like rigid parameter based understanding of of objective, like point A to point B.
That's why I like him so much, because he consistently blows your mind, and like makes you see things in a different way.
Yep. Because he thinks so deeply about this stuff. That's and now he's got even more freedom. The irony of that is, he left his prestigious position recently. And now he has that like no bars, complete freedom to be able to say and do what he wants, and people will ultimately he's now incentivized to speak his mind even further, not censor himself, because he may lose that prestigious position, or somebody might form a band which will come to with the objective of canceling him out of existence and destroying his life. Now yeah
it's good to have him back, I'll say that much. Like
yeah and there'll always be those groups who want to demonize him, and just because
he's gonna hate.
Just because he holds some type of and that's what I love about him, is that he's open to changing his mind. He's open to pushing what he understands forward. Like that's where I stand with everything too. So you have to, I think, especially in like in the world we're entering into, like well, we're creating these digital constructs of ourselves, whether we're aware of it or not. You got to take that absolutely seriously. You've got to, when you're like defining your persona, because in a digital landscape, in a non-real sense. People are so uninspired these days, man. So just willing to follow the doctrines of whatever's out there on that they don't want to take their own mind into their own hands. They don't want to take their own life into their own hands. I'd rather just have it intrigues me, actually, like watching people like that. Like, it's like, why? Like, how do you get that way? Also, I suppose I know how, because I've sort of been there. The metaverse, and one might think that. Go on.
Oh, it's easier to get to that headspace than one might think. You think that no, I'd never be like that, but like it's not as hard as people like. It's like it happens more common than most people think.
Well, do you want? Yeah, it's a funny thing being on the outside and looking at somebody else, but then when you lack the ability to self-reflect, to perceive these constructs that you create of yourself, then there'll always be that edge of like the edge of that you will never be able to fully experience or perceive yourself. I won't get too far into that, but the world's lacking a lot of reflective self-awareness right now that anyway, speaking of reflective self-awareness, the metaverse isn't a new concept. In fact, the term was coined in a 1992 novel, Snow Crash. Interesting. Did not know that. By Neil Stevenson. As the novel defines it, the metaverse is essentially a virtual universe. I'm pretty sure it was coined before that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It was coined in the 70s, for Christ's sake. Yeah. Where did I first see the metaverse? The idea of the metaverse.
I've never heard of that guy either.
Neither have I, but I'm intrigued to know more about him. Like, virtualized worlds that that ultimately become extensions digital extensions of ourselves. So, yeah, that's and worlds where we collectively exist in a digital landscape. They go back a century at least. So, yeah. The metaverse is essentially a virtual universe controlled and owned by a global information monopoly that users can access via personal VR goggles. Like
that itself.
I mean, if you want to define the metaverse like that, fuck you. You mean the dystopian version of the yeah. That's not what I define the metaverse to be at all. Where
I think they're talking about the Facebook version.
Yeah, of course they are. They're priming you for the idea that there's going to be one company that controls the entirety of the metaverse. When the inception of of the landscape of the metaverse that we see now was based upon a decentralized approach, where there is no there's no head figure that controls it all. There's no chance for a monopoly because it's an open ecosystem. That sentence frustrates the shit out of me.
Yeah, that stuck out as soon as you read it.
Yeah, that's what you gotta be so careful about. Yeah, about media, because they'll try to paint a picture for you so you can just fit yourself in the damn box. Instead of allowing free and open. Allowing it to be free and open, they want to box you in and tell you how it's going to be, tell you how it is. So in 2022, as a new computing, so this is actually so that's just the novel based on the novelization, is it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to look more into
that. That strikes me as Facebook. Like,
well, it is
the way they worded that. Like,
that's what they do. They'll paint a picture for you so that you ultimately form the conclusion that they want you to form.
What's that saying? It's like if you don't create your own reality, someone else will, like, you'll be living in somebody else's or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, you'll just be buying into an idea that's already a picture that's already painted for you. And it's like, sure, they're going to drop a few stones in front of you to walk, and you may think you have the freedom. You're ultimately walking to the door that they want you to knock on. So, yeah, that's fuck. Ooh, that annoys me. So in 2022, no, neither do I. I don't want Facebook controlling all of it. I don't want one company to rule them all. And I'm sure the forefathers of the very idea that, of the societies that we're living in today ultimately built these systems so that would not happen. But slowly but surely, slowly but surely, it just become, the beast. In 2022, as new computing revolution brings about interactive virtual worlds for us to collaborate, work, and play. Industry watchers are calling this this new world the metaverse. So now they've hijacked the term. They're going to make it their own. They're going to make it what they want you to perceive it to be. And this is where we are. They've now seen mass economic incentive to build that. They've had a rebranding phase. Hopefully they've learned. You do this with you take it with a grain of salt. You say hopefully they've learned from the lessons, from the unspoken horrors of what social media has ultimately formulated us to become, which is just mindless consumers being force-fed adverts. But that's
hooked on social media just to get our little dopamine hit,
our little mental fixes, our little mental yeah. And of course, we want this metaverse to be open. They say, isn't it? Yeah. Speaking of art imitating life imitating art. It's all funny how it all works out like that, isn't it? It's all funny how it all comes to fruition exactly the way that you prayed that it wouldn't. So, speaking of things coming to fruition, acting, being the things that you pray that it wouldn't. We're working on a book right now called Artifice, Re-Animate. Within the heart of that is a collective metaverse, is a digital dystopia with a twist. Because ultimately, there's a pathway within the Artifice universe, you know, there's a fascinating story that we want to tell with a conclusion, that we're ultimately running headfirst into as a in a literal sense as a society now. That's unfolding before our very eyes. That, you know, I've looked forward personally. I look forward, you know, 10 years in the past to see where it was all heading, and now to see to see it become the very thing that I feared, like, is starting to get me a little bit jittery, you know, because it's like starting to get me a little bit worried for what's to come. So, but of course, this is a fictional world. We've worked very hard on this universe, on crafting the foundations of this universe. I'm very proud of what we've made here, even though it may serve as a message that's a little bit too late to, but just, you know, never forget that there's, you know, just because these companies want ultimate dominion and control over these elements, you know, doesn't mean that there aren't people working very hard to signal the right direction, just to change the course, to change. And that's the message at the heart of Artifice, is that it may be perceived as digital, as these horrors that are that we're walking into, but there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, you know. So so this is the campaign to fund Artifice Re-Animate, a cyberpunk dystopia set in a fictional universe with some really poignant themes about about the world as we currently know them. But we are having a lot of fun with the journey of these characters, with these the major characters and the minor characters of the story. Like, we've got some pretty awesome stories to tell. So after a chaotic incident at sea, Dany washes ashore the dystopian hell-scape of Velrona. The larger story begins unfolding as Dany confronts the surface of the world's deeper mysteries, ancient secrets, and the insanity of unknown hyper-technologically advanced civilizations, as forces beyond his comprehension propel him on a collision course towards the ever-blurring grey areas between past and future. This is Artifice Re-Animate. Drawn by fabulous Vic King as he crafts his skills in the artistic realm, as he takes on many other projects which we set out to help him achieve in the beginning, give him a leg up, so he can, so he can make a living out of what he does, of what he loves, what he does best. So that's art by fabulous Vic King. Been a great friend, great mentor along the way. Bit of a troll sometimes. Bit of conflict in our between our business and our friendship relationships, but that's all part of the fun. That helping him on his way, helping him to become a free man in his art and to make a living out of what he does and loves best. So 60 pages of action-packed sci-fi, dark futurism, large-scale world building, character-driven mystery, nightmarish dystopian dread, ancient civilizations, philosophy, and of course something that I'm very passionate about, that I find finding new ways to articulate every day. Quantum blockchain artificial intelligence. Here we have a nice shot of Nabrinth. People are unaware this is a prequel shot. This is something that we'll be further exploring within the story as it unfolds. This was actually the first piece that we commissioned Vic for, and when I got the reflection back, it was like a punch in the face to me. It was he portrayed things that that he did things that I didn't even ask for. And what reflected back at me, that's what I love about this process, is getting the reflections back of the ideas that I've crafted and solidified in stone, and then to see them come back and allow me to further elaborate and to use that imagery as inspiration to think further and craft the story further. Like, that's a process that I did when I first got into making comics. It was something that I didn't anticipate, but I gradually learned to fall in love with that process of seeing seeing the art create the art further. So much fun doing that. So much fun. Yes. So we're working pretty hard at Core Comics. I've got personally, I'm I'm involved with creating 3 fully realized universes, which are overlapping and intertwining kind of metaverse meta aspect stories that will ultimately come to form a self-contained universe. And when I say self-contained, I mean allowing that to overflow into the real world is something that I really wanted to set out to achieve. To let these in characters inspire people, to let the journeys inspire people further, to let the art create more art, to just plant a seed and let this tree grow into what it was meant to become. Something bigger than me, something far beyond my comprehension. Yes, so the first book brought to life with Vic King's artwork, colors by Barbusco, and of course a couple of other members, Warlock and T3. Things have been put on hold for our integration into the metaverse until we actually complete the first book, because I want to get that into the hands of the backers. That is something that if we don't do that, then we're going nowhere. So the people who support the physical medium are so important to us, and in creating the foundation for what we're here doing today. It's all, it's stepping stones. It's one thing at a time that I learned. I wanted to rush into it and just get everything moving at once, but it was like I didn't want to let people down. I didn't want to over promise, under deliver. If anything, I wanted to over deliver and then under promise, and that's what I learned was something crucial in putting all of this together in seeing how the bigger piece, the bigger picture was all coming together. It's a difficult thing to do this. I had no idea how difficult this was going to be, but it's a challenge that I step up to from. So here we have a nice Illyria and Benjen piece. Benjen is a distinct figure within this book, and he will come to play a major role. I love this character. I've put my heart and soul into this character, into all of these characters, especially the main ones. And I take inspiration from so many places to bring these characters to life, whether it's the essence of an interaction with somebody, whether it's or whether it's literally putting my heart and soul into the writing process. It's all so important to me. It's all so important to me. Anyway, if you want to check out Artifice Re-Animate, if you want to get on board, potentially if you just want to get in the door, pick up yourself the original wraparound cover. You just get the original copy of the book, drawn by Vic. It'll come to you in a Gemini mailer once it's all completed, and we're making sure to do this right, to do this the right way. You can also grab yourself the Illyria variant cover. Again, it will be arriving to you in a Gemini mailer, but you'll also receive the poster versions of either cover if you get in on the ground floor with Artifice, with the potential of what we're building as a foundation here. You can also grab one of each. You'll also get 2 3x4 sketch cards with that. You'll get both copies of the poster, so grab that if you want to put a little bit more into it. Or you can grab the original art fan version. This is getting more into the pricier tiers now, but all of we appreciate everybody who supports that at every possible level. So if you want to get that,
already backed the book, we appreciate 100%.
Absolutely. Doing our best to build that community, to build something that people can be proud of, to return to have a bit of fun, participating in all aspects, trying to help people, bring everybody up at the same time as we're trying to build ourselves. So I think that's important to me. I mean, people may navigate the landscape in their own way, but we have an agenda, and it's a benevolent agenda to lift people up and to just provide a little bit of fun back into their lives while the shit show of the world's going on. So the original art fan, you get one copy of the book. You get 7x10 original ink frame illustration by Vic. He's doing them personalized for everybody who purchases. You'll also get the 10x13 Illyria poster. Also got the collector's combo. This is basically an everything tier. It's all contained within the 2 posters. You get 2 sketch cards. You get both copies of the book. highly recommend grabbing that tier to get everything involved. Also for sale is the original art pages. There's currently 59 of them available, but there were 60. So Vic will be sending out those to anybody who purchases those. Great things to have. Who knows where we potentially will be in the coming future. So yeah. Also the Illyria variant art, just the inks is for sale. The wrapper on cover inks are also for sale. Also would love would love for that to end up in the right hands for somebody. So,
and they're both one of ones, so they're one of a kind pieces.
That's right. Collectible, desirable in some sense for somebody potentially. Just yeah, and of course there's the feature tier, which is the Plasma Recruit tier. So if you want to become a member of Plasma, the militia-based group within Velrona, within the first continent of Artifice Re-Animate, which will ultimately unfold into into something much bigger as you're drawn into the book. Who knows where your character may end up? But we are also one of the cheapest people within the Comicsgate landscape. Actually drawing people into the book. So we've currently got 2 people who have claimed that, and we're gradually, slowly but surely, as we move into the next section of the book, we're eagerly awaiting to get these people drawn into the book and for their hard-earned money to come to that they've given us graciously. We're very grateful for what they've invested in us, and I can't wait to see them drawn into the book.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So vehicle work is magic and draw you into the book as a proud and fearless member of the Plasma Militia Resistance Group based in Velrona. You'll also get a copy of the book and one of the Illyria variant posters. So this is Artifice Re-Animate, guys. We may be in the beginning, this may be a very small effort in the beginning. As long as the product is, it comes to fruition, comes to completion, people start believing in us that we're capable of producing, this physical medium for people. To be able to take that final product, and then as we move into this metaverse aspect, the world will continue to open up for us and everybody who decides to get involved. So, for those who have supported it, and for anybody considering supporting it, and for anybody considering supporting us, liking, subscribing, all of that jazz, we highly appreciate you and thank you very, very much. Right?
Right.
Right? Yeah, right. And we will guarantee that we will not go down that path.
Yeah, we're not going there.
We're not going there. No, sirree. So anyway, back to this article. I just want to reveal so much more about the story, but it's like I said, I've taken this route from the beginning that so many people have created a selling point to give everything away to but I want it to be a journey, and even if at this beginning stage, I know this is it's the beginning of a damn franchise, it's the beginning of a damn universe, right? To give things away at that early point, would be an injustice to the story that I've written. So I'm taking a hard stance on that, where I can't give it away. It will come full circle when the 50 people that are currently involved will ultimately go through the journey themselves, and then they can be the ones to ultimately reflect their interpretation, their experience on it. When we as the writers give away hard facts, like when I'm personally relying on an open and ambiguous interpretation of the story, it does an injustice to the very thing that I've set out to achieve. So
definitely,
it robs you from the fun. It robs you from the beauty of it. So, and of course, we want this metaverse to be open. Just as we benefit from the internet, we want competition and open access to this evolving metaverse. Likewise, here we go, for regulation, the metaverse needs close watching for safety, privacy, and antitrust reasons, just like the old internet did. So there's so many things to comment on there, from the dark web to with a mimicking of a Silk Road. There's so many. I understand why I understand why they're saying what they're saying, as you know, in how they're presenting it, in saying that but ultimately, I've been alive enough to know that the offering of security ultimately comes at a method of control. So that's one of the most frustrating things about putting your faith and trust in an idea, is that it can be the trust is mainly with big corporations is ultimately abused. So the metaverse is a natural evolution of the internet. It is. We all have dreams of living in a digital world, of the ultimate journey into the digital space, into the fictional. You ever wanted to climb into a book, Manticore? You ever wanted to climb into a world?
Yeah, a few times.
A few times.
Yeah.
I got you to build a universe and then climb into it with me. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. That's like, the best experience yet.
Yeah. I was like, hey, here's some keys. I can drive this car for a while. Go on. I'll be there.
Something about climbing into a world that you created is completely different than immersing yourself in a world that somebody else has. So.
Amen. Said Tuong Nguyen, Senior Principal Analyst at Gartner. Nguyen and other experts from MIT, the EthicsNet for AI and Machine Learning, the Makula Center for Applied Ethics, and Santa Clara University, and the Open Source Initiative, blah, 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 agree that if the industry doesn't pay attention now, professional and citizen developers and users of the metaverse alike could be negatively impacted. Oh, you don't say.
You don't say.
Yeah. Funny. Yeah. Who needs a world war when you've got a digital world war happening and people don't even perceive that it's a war?
Don't even know what's going on. Yeah.
As long as people aren't killing one another when they're fighting. As long as they're just digitally shooting one another. Yeah. Yeah. But wait until don't even get me started on maybe just a little bit. Beyond Ever After, playing out a world war in a digital landscape. Getting our prejudices and our internalized disdain out in the open
for everyone to see.
For everyone to see, yes, in a landscape that can ultimately be resolved without the threat of death, and turning it into like an Olympic style, turning a world war into an Olympic conquest. Yeah. To let the true, I don't want to go too much further into it, but because otherwise I'll just spoil all the beauty of another universe that I've created. So
before it's even
come to fruition. Yeah. Who knew that I'd be having to keep a close eye, as the saga unfolded before my very eyes, rather than me anticipating it. You make these grandiose predictions. You make these grandiose. I could call them assumptions. Could call them prophecies, whatever you want to call them.
Prophecy.
Yeah, and then they
promises, threats, and prophecies.
And then the universe, and then the universe comes along and goes, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to write this for you. You just sit back. I'm going to write it for you." Oh, of course. Sweet, man. Cheers. Thanks, hyper intelligent AI. You're a champ. And in some ways, the metaverse comes at as an opportune time. The older days, got a bit ahead of myself there, as I always do. With the technology as complex as something that may succeed, the internet. Contributions from citizen and professional developers. Yep, mate. Yep. All right. Already read that. And in some ways, the metaverse comes at an opportune time. The older days of a relatively open internet have been threatened as of late by increasingly powerful technology companies, including Google, Meta, formerly Facebook, Microsoft, the US government. The US government's one of the anyway.
Yeah.
Globalized governments are part of that. But they don't cop the flak for that, They just let these private companies take the fall. Everything's sweet. The US government has only just started antitrust proceedings against the giants, and has a long way to go. And that's one of the pitfalls of allowing these private companies to run so far ahead, is that the regulation never quite the regulation is so far behind the advancements and technologies that are Yeah, it's almost like government is just a redundant mechanism. Yeah, it ultimately just tries. Yeah, right. It ultimately just becomes a convoluted mess that takes away the freedoms and rights of the to try and regulation is such a dangerous beast, because in that regulation you ultimately enforce it ultimately becomes a tool of enforcement for more than likely ideas that have been far outdated in a sense, where the people who created those laws were thinking in a certain way and didn't anticipate that the future was going to be how it turned out. So dangerous. It's a dangerous mechanism, but it's I guess it's a I may say that I'm not a fan of the idea of government, especially from an oversight perspective anyway. Because
starting to believe more and more that I'm an anarchist, but not in the sense
I'm not
that
an
people think like
yeah,
a
I'm
true
not an
anarchist, though. Not the.
What is a true anarchist? It's like saying I'm a true communist.
It's self-governance, though. Like it's like societies and communities govern themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Like without the corporate governance that like we see now. Like,
no, I don't believe in anarchy, man. Because ultimately you just create smaller and smaller factions which oppose one another, and that's how you get tribalism. That's how you get the problem is people don't see it through. They don't see they just like that idea will work. That's a great way to fucking approach it. And then it's like, oh, you didn't think about the consequences of how it's all going to result. You didn't think it's the same communism, but it's the same capitalism as well. It's the same with all these
socialism.
So it's the same with all these implementations of these mechanisms to keep it to keep it regulated, to keep it running efficiently. They ultimately just become the hindrance for the where we all need it to head, where we're all expecting it to head anyway. And it just becomes this like ball and chain on the leg of progress. Wow. Yeah. But, capitalism's been pretty successful in getting us to. We just have to pray now that the AI overlords don't kill us all. So, they kill us all.
Yeah, or the elitists.
Kill us all.
One of the two.
One of the two. What's the difference, really? They're all machines at the end of the day, aren't they?
Really?
Yeah. Right, let's see what's going on in the chat. It's a shit show. It's a shit show. And any hard stance and opinion that you take will ultimately box you into a corner where people can fucking ridicule you and ridicule your ideas, and then you're expected to explain yourself, and you're like, look, man, look.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, all right? I'd like to see you come up with something better.
Exactly.
And they're like, but my way's better. And I'm like, but it's just my opinion, man. Like, don't burn me at the stake for it. I'm not a witch.
Yeah.
I may do a little bit of magic every now and then, but put all that magic into the right place. Now that the machinery has been set in motion, it's a good time to make sure that we get things right for the metaverse. Indeed, those same three companies, Google, Meta, and Facebook, so it won't be a monopoly. It'll be a duopoly, or it'll be a a triopoly, or it'll be a
triopoly.
A dodecaropoly, like whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. All these people are sitting at they've all got representatives that come along and sit at the same fucking table and say, okay, we agree. Oh, so it's just a monopoly.
Bit of a peer review.
Yeah. Fuck, no. They're like, no. One of them's like, look, you fucking believe this, because otherwise I'll take you down. And they're like, well, my shareholders want this. And they're like, all right.
Okay.
Okay. So how much is it going to cost for your shareholders to fucking? What are we going to do? What economic incentive do you need in order to shut your mouth and fucking Mark Zuckerberg's just like, look, man, let me sail on my automated surfboard.
My hydrofoil.
My hydrofoil, yeah. Oh god. Or have the size and scale to tip the metaverse in their favor. Making sure they are regulated and that there is free play would be critical if a core principle will be a critical core principle of the metaverse. Movement between virtual worlds is to be upheld. Right. To find these, it's ownership is what it comes back to at the end of the day. Ownership is so important,
So
and it'll come.
put AI in charge of the metaverse and be done with it. Could work.
Interesting idea. It's like other stuff with singularity, but yeah. No.
Like if AI was involved, like as like a controller of it all, like it would stop that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's not biased and it can't be bribed. It can't be like.
Only if it's programmed that way.
Yeah, well, I suppose.
And when I say programmed, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty loose term when I say programmed. So it's like, what's it teaching itself? Anyway, we're not getting much reflection back from the chat angle, but yeah, I'm sure everybody's over on Vic's stream while we grind away facing the hard topics while everybody's having a party. We'll go over there and join them soon. Where are we? We've been an hour and a half in. I wanted to get 4 topics covered today, but maybe we'll save them for another day.
Yeah,
I do like the 2-hour format because this type of stuff gives you fatigue. You need that party aspect just to be able to get through. Yeah, I need a sling shit every now and again. It's good fun to go and get drunk in Vegas. But yeah. So what do you think of the music?
Yeah, it's alright.
It's alright. It gets a bit tedious and a bit mundane and a bit repetitive.
Because it's the same. Like it just goes like.
Same.
I think I haven't timed it. It's like it's probably 20 seconds and then it repeats. Like.
God, what the fuck was that? That was terrible.
Yeah, that was like. There's like chopsticks on the piano.
Dum, 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 dum. All right.
How many options do you have for music on now? I haven't even looked at it yet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 right now. I'm sure they'll be updating their library. Yeah. So we've got one person watching right now.
Some bass.
Yeah, something harder, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's what I need to get, like, fired up. And
synthwave techno.
Yeah. As an ethicist, open source and open access is always best because it facilitates more people creating and doing so largely for the common good. Oh God, and social justice. Just that term, makes you
leaves a bad taste in your mouth
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Said Don Hyder, the executive director of Marcola Center for Applied Ethics at Santa Clara University. Technology should be Technology should generally be widespread and accessible as humanly possible. Ideally, even the governance of the metaverse would be open, such as a joint collective where you'd have governing bodies joined alongside industry groups and citizens form a collective that would agree upon principles and standards. There's so much, as you've learned over time, though, there's so much that can, within that hierarchy of, there's so much that can, that goes unaccounted for because of certain interests. You know, when you get interests involved, when you get
especially when they entered that sentence with social justice, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, okay, we see where you're at, like,
right?
Because they're the people that is what will take priority.
Because
you know,
ironically, social justice. Yeah, ironically, social justice is not social justice. It's just it's implemented inequality is what it is. It's like, and it's based on previous generations where it's like, well, these people got disenfranchised over here, so therefore their counterpart ultimately has to be disenfranchised in this era. That's social justice, right? That's justice. It's like, oh, you did that, so therefore, well, your ancestors did that, so therefore you must be punished. And then the cycle goes fucking on and on and on into the generation of fucking sunset. Yeah,
that's the problem. We need to stop living in the fucking past, man.
We do. If only we could like wipe the slate. If only we could just eradicate these prejudices against, because it's so stupid how you can blame somebody else for blame somebody for the sin, the sins of the father, and how
it's funny too, because history is double-edged sword that way. Like, you know what I mean? We need history to see where we went wrong in the past. But but
so
it also
things
like
don't come about again.
Yeah,
but ultimately
but
it provides a landscape where things can come about again, but just in a reflective sense. You know, just in an opposite, you know, in an opposing manner. Like, it's so fucking stupid. That's why
the Victor writes the history books. Like, so like you're only going to get one side of the story in history. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, that's right. Because in the history, you're only going to hear about the woke culture aspects. It's not like you're going to hear about the opposing force that's trying to wake people, like the intelligent force that's going to wake people up and say, like, hey, I had nothing to do with that. I had nothing to, that wasn't, I didn't do it. Why are you putting this shit on me? No, Manticore.
Yeah, that's why
you're a white supremacist. You're a white supremacist.
That's why I refuse to like accept the whole white guilt bullshit, man. Like, no fucking way.
And your male and female marriages, Manticore.
Yeah, I know.
You're just stuck in your ways, Manticore. Manticore, take it, Manticore. Go on. Jesus Christ.
You won't date trans women? You're a transphobe.
Oh, you're such a phobe.
Yeah, an ism-and-a-phobe. Like,
you've got internalized problems. You do. Secretly, you want to bang a tranny, don't you, Manticore?
It's so fucking insane. That's why I laugh at it. Though.
That's right. It's so insulting that you just have to like point and laugh. And literally they box you into a corner where there's nothing you can do about it. No, anything you do, they can just like, yep, paint. Oh my god,
that's why I've accepted the fact that people are going to perceive you in a way like that you don't like sometimes, and fucking like there's nothing you can do about it.
Manticore, so prejudiced. My god, you're such a bad person. Oh my god,
I'm prejudiced with a capital P, motherfuckers.
Oh my god, he said P. He must have P fetishes. Oh my god.
That's how insane it is, though.
That's all right, baby. That's my insanity. Like it or leave it.
Could you imagine living life like that, thinking that way? No, my God.
No, sir, I cannot. I mean,
no
but the irony is, I do think that way, but then I laugh at it inside my own head. But I'm like, this is absurd.
You can entertain the thought without fucking accepting it, though.
That's right. And I'm like, and all people want to do is like, well, I'm over here and I need an enemy, so sucks to be you.
Needs to be the other.
That's right. I need my other in order to validate myself because I've been disenfranchised for so long.
Disenfranchised?
I'm disenfranchised. I need my own franchise.
Oh god! And then you get this whole group mentality in the group, like,
no, I don't want that franchise. I need it. I need it to have a rainbow flag. Thank you very much. My rainbow flag.
I need the alphabet.
It lets you know that you're no longer the alpha.
Screw the patriarchy.
Your internalized misogyny towards me is no longer effective.
Oh, madness.
I may have a bit of pent-up issues, but we are finding a way to work through this healthily. So the open invitation to innovative aspects of the metaverse could prove to be fantastic for experimentation and wildly creative capabilities, Watson said. Watson, yeah, that's pretty funny. His name is Watson.
Yeah.
Not the elementary part. No, not that part. Not the elementary. I know. See, Manticore, I just know how these people think. No, the Watson AI. That's what I was
saying.
Yeah. As of now, 98% of websites on the internet are inaccessible to disability community. What do you mean? From legal perspective, right? So there's a small minority out there who can't. We need to make the internet in Braille for the blind people.
For the blind people.
Yes, right. We need to put a rainbow background for the gay people. That's right. Yeah. Right. We need to build a wheelchair ramp for the
metaverse.
for the metaverse.
Because the wheelchair people would want to be in a wheelchair in the metaverse, even though they could walk, like if they wanted to.
What if I want to go into the metaverse and identify as a disabled person? Right? Didn't take that into account, did you?
So fucking bullshit.
Yeah. So according to the 2020 Web Accessibility Annual Report, what would have made achieving the internet accessibility, I like that word, that means wheelchair access, from beginning easier would have been developing it with accessibility in mind. Accessibility, what the...
Accessibility,
right.
You turn your computer on, you hook up your fucking virtual reality headset, and you're accessible, mate.
But what about? Look, how do we make the metaverse? Look, think about it, guys. We're at the board meeting right now. Everybody's sitting around the table. We're like, listen to me. The most important thing about this is how do we get blind people into the metaverse?
Yeah.
How do we get blind people
It's a visual
into the metaverse? That's right. I need a braille metaverse. Yeah, you on board?
We'll just
and then once we've got the braille metaverse, right? We give them their own private parking space. Okay, hear me out. They need to feel like they're the most important people, and then everybody will identify, and then everybody will.
I want to be a disabled person.
You want to be a disabled person? Fuck. Why do they get all the cool parking spaces? Fucking hell.
Yeah, why do they get all that perks?
Why do I have to walk? Fuck.
And then it creates animosity between everybody else, and then that might be the plan.
Omni metaverse treadmill.
Yeah.
With a wheelchair. All right?
With a wheelchair.
Make it happen. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Manicore. What that comes with that comes an immense responsibility to ensure accessibility for all users. However, this time around, all of the necessary technology and features already exist. For the most part, thus, developers must continue to innovate in the metaverse while prioritizing its accessibility. There it is. There's the word prioritizing. It means it means that they get special treatment.
Yeah.
Because they lack a certain ability to because sorry, I'm just
so fucking crazy.
I'm being an asshole, but it's there's realness to it where it's like, look, there's an idea of like equality,
there is realness
within that idea of creating equality, you create inequality. So
you create division,
hierarchy.
Maybe they might be doing that on purpose,
Right, it's like when are gay people going to realize that they're not special like the rest of us? Fuck.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
It's like when are people in wheelchairs going to fucking just get the fuck over themselves? And I'm sorry, these are all jokes, by the way.
It's funny though. It is.
But
really
I'm just bringing to light. I'm just bringing to light true issues. So yeah. Don't point the finger at me and burn me in the stake for pointing out. For just saying, look at that.
You ism-phobe.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a phobe. I'm a phobe.
You're a phobism.
I'm sorry, I'm a phobe. I'm so scared. I'm so scared that they're going to gain power over me, Manticore. So just help me. They're going to gain power over me, and then they're going to break my legs and make me one of them. Oh shit. It says, so they're openly saying now, accessibility and open innovation within the metaverse could provide an escape for individuals who are impaired but want to experience the world, allowing all to access different degrees of freedom to individuals regardless of their abilities or disabilities. Right. And it is an interesting idea, but when there's a line. Where do
you draw the line? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line?
And if we can see this shit, why?
That's where they draw the line. Is that for me being me, I have to define myself as I'm the one with the impairment now. Oh, I'm the one with the impairment. Yeah.
I'm impaired because I'm not impaired.
The irony, right?
Yeah. That's what's crazy about it.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I know.
That's equality.
And it's like in days gone by, if you were born with an impairment, they'd leave you out in the fucking bush to die. You know what I mean?
Right. That was the common
carry you into the sea and let the ocean wash you away.
Right. That was the solution a long time ago to just make the problem go away.
Yeah. So in that aspect, things have changed a shitload, man.
Well, here's an idea. Why don't we all just willingly go into the ocean together? What do you reckon?
Oh no, yeah. Well, that's starting to become an option, man. If things keep going the way they're going,
we'll make it nice.
To live in the sea.
Yes, right. Go make my own little shanty. We'll make our own. We'll make our own sculptures. We'll bomb them in the ocean. Drop them in the ocean.
I'll build a pontoon and put a tent on it and live there.
Yeah, and we'll just go and live our best lives, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under maritime law, they can leave
Under
us
maritime
alone.
law. That's right. We'll see how you fare, Mr. Wheelchair Man. When it's a fucking free for all.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Do you want to keep reading for me? Just for a minute while I...
Can you make it bigger?
Yeah, sure.
Where are we up to?
We're up to here. Many laws.
Many laws in... is that what? Western? Modern. Any laws in modern are placed in because... I need it bigger. I can't read that.
You can't? Oh.
Nah.
I can't.
Yeah, that I can
Here you go. Where are we? Here we go.
Many laws in modern society are in place because an incident caused a need for it. However, how can technical decision makers anticipate regulations for safety of the metaverse before there is a situation creating a need for them? We are already behind. A week after opening, Meta Horizon Worlds already experienced its first case of women's avatar being sexually harassed.
Right, here we are. So what are you saying here, lady? That you're at a disadvantage because you have boobs? Sounds like a fucking advantage that you're not taking advantage of to me, lady.
She could have come in with a male avatar, man. Problem solved.
You know? Yeah, no, she didn't want to identify. She didn't want to identify as that man, of course. Yeah. She wanted to rub her boobs in your face and say that you can't have these, all right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like,
yeah, all right.
And then cry victim, like, because
let the woman have her freedom, man, to call.
You bigot.
You bigot.
Oh my god. How'd we get here?
We're here. You might as well fucking
might
as well sit your ass in the wheelchair and fucking milk it for all it's worth, right?
Yeah.
It's essentially impossible to prevent those intending to do harm. The guy just wanted to get himself some titty, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, it's like not even real titty, man.
Homie just wanted a digital titty, right?
You should feel sorry for him because he had to resort to that.
You should feel sorry because he's unequal. He doesn't have titties, right?
Yeah, and he had to resort to groping someone in the metaverse to get some.
Well, here's the solution that I propose to you. Why doesn't he just have his own titties? Yeah.
Yeah.
Give the man his own titties to feel.
Fuck.
Oh shit. A space that is largely unknown and that brings new tools and opportunities along with it. However, protocols can be put. Oh, somebody backspaced and fucking somebody worded that one way and then didn't like the way that they worded it, so they went back and put it in place when considering who can have access. And they missed it too. So who can access the metaverse? Sorry, and what impact experiences in the metaverse could have. If the metaverse is accessible to children and perhaps individuals with mental health issues, experts point out, and he did it again. Experts point out that there will be a need to be there will need to be guardrails in place for protection. If we are to prevent somebody from being cybersexually molested. Oh god.
Is that what it says?
Oh my god, that's
People have been teabagging people in fucking Call of Duty for years, and nobody gives a fuck about it.
Nobody gave a fuck about me when I, when
teabagged after someone killed me.
Nobody gave a shit when XX, your mum sucks my whatever. XX fucking put a sniper bullet in my head and teabagged me. Nobody cared then, did they?
Yeah. You're not a woman, mate. That's why.
That's right, and that's what comes down to the real crux of inequality is that there is already injustices being fucking perpetrated, and so fuck it. It's a free for all already, man. This is war zone out here. This is fucking,
yeah. Halo, mate.
Or if people are exposed to content and experiences that are perhaps designed to be traumatic purposefully. I mean, you're in a fucking but. That's the landscape they're trying to create in the metaverse. Is that there's a family friendly element to it that they're just not going to be able to maintain because of
No, they're not. And if they go too far into it, they'll destroy it. Like the whole concept. But people will just be like, "No, I don't fucking want to buy this shit."
I don't want to be in it. Fucking
Like,
but
I go into like a digital landscape to escape like the rules and regulations of the world, and like you go in there and there's more rules and regulations in the digital landscape than there is in the world. Like,
yeah, but old XX, your mum sucks cock XX over here just wanted to go in to fucking take his frustration and rage out on people anyway. So
XX, your mum sucks cock.
Only because he had mummy issues, like yeah.
Or daddy issues, or both.
Or daddy,
like.
one of the two. Yeah. Either way,
or a combination of both.
That's it. Some meta-ironic reflection of of his internalized fucking trauma. Poor bastard. In a metaverse setting, our minds may find it quite difficult to step out of that kind of stimulus. I'm sorry, man. I'm just
Stimulus.
Stimulus. Yeah. Stimuli. Yes. And just pinch ourselves and tell us that it isn't real. Watson said, yeah, but that's what they're going into these digital worlds to, in order to recreate their own realities, in order to like redefine their own
safe space.
There's safe spaces to define what reality is to them. And then, but the worst ones go in there and project it onto other people and say, you have to look at at reality the way that I want you to look at it.
Yeah.
And if you're not, you're an ism. You're a phobe.
You're an ism or a phobe.
Yeah.
Or both.
Or both. I think it will be important that we embed safety and ethical standards into these experiences, particularly when we are immersed in something that can affect us on such a deeper and more vicarious level than has ever been possible, said before. So yeah, so XX your mum sucks cock XX comes up to me. I'm just XX your mum sucks cock XX does not exist, remember, all right? He's a non-existent person, but still at the same time, XX your mum sucks cock XX has vicarious implications, and if you don't understand what the word vicarious means, it means to live through. So meanwhile, when XX your mum sucks cock XX puts a sniper bullet in my head and then comes up and teabags me, it makes me want to go out and emulate XX your mum sucks cock XX's behavior, and then put a sniper bullet in somebody else and then go and teabag them. Do you know? And then
teabag them too.
So the cycle continues. So and until we're all until we're all in a wheelchair, or we all end up blind. So
or we're all isms and phobes.
or we're all isms and phobes. We might as well just accept it. There's your solution. See that, man? Cool. You came up with a solution. Why don't we all just embrace that we're all isms and phobes? Yeah. I mean,
what would they do then if we actually did that?
Whatever, you fucking heterophobe. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I am, mate.
Yeah. Whatever, you anti-Christian establishmentarianism. Fucking whatever.
Yeah, that's what it would go to religion then. Like,
well, there's always isms. Everything. That's what I mean. They don't realize how ideological they really are. They don't realize what an ism they are. So,
projection.
That's all right. Yeah. No, they just want to convert you to their ism. That's the point.
Yeah, because their ism is the best ism, apparently. So.
It's the only ism, you know.
Yeah.
And if it's not, you're a phobe.
Yeah. How dare you?
How dare you, phobe?
Yeah.
It's like, now I've just created an ism. The phobism. So.
The phobism?
The phobism. We have coined the phobism.
Yeah.
So should I call my chats? Should I call my chat smirks, or should I call them aliens? Well, I'm looking at you, chat. One in the chat. Oh, that's right. Nobody's here. Never mind. Nobody wants to be part of my ism. Nobody wants to be part of my ism yet, but give it time.
We'll build the invasion force.
Give it time. No, we're not building an invasion force. We're building a force for peace. Damn it.
Yeah.
Peace under the iron fist of smirk. No.
Yeah.
No. Aha. Metaverse caused us to rethink how we regulate things in a new environment for society as a whole, said Stefano Mafali. I don't know, that sounds a lot more, he's probably some Mussolini guy. Executive Director of the Open Source Initiative. Right now, we're still in the early stages of trying to figure that out. But the one thing we cannot allow as a society is for 1, 2, 3 corporations owning the space and introducing new products and concepts which could introduce implications in the long run. Okay. So at least somebody's addressing the fact that...
Yeah, they're pushing for global governance, but that's not an issue. Like,
seems they're pushing for an open space where there will be some form of governance, but ultimately they're reflecting on the idea that giving that kind of power into not just one, but even 3 corporations will ultimately result in the same thing. So.
Yeah, but that's what I'm laughing at. Like, they can see the issue with that here in the metaverse, but why can't they see the issue with that in the world? Like,
well, maybe the metaverse will ultimately. Maybe the metaverse is like a perfect simulation, you know, where we can try out all of these potential solutions. Nobody will, I suppose, people will come to harm psychologically. That's the danger of it all. Is there's psychological implications.
Toughen up, princess.
Toughen up, princess. Just let your tits grab your love, for fuck's sake.
just let him do it. It'll be over in a minute.
It'll be over in a minute. Just stay there. Stay there.
Stand still.
Don't put your bubble up. Stay there. Fuck.
Get your bubble.
Oh, you're not allowing me into your safe space. You're all phobes and isms. Get out of it.
Yeah, that's it. Get the fuck out.
Here comes a nice punchline for you. It isn't a dystopian novel quite yet.
Quite yet.
Quite yet.
Back Artifice Re-Animate.
Back Artifice Re-Animate today, people. Back it. Back it twice. Tell your friends about it, please. I'm begging you. I'm a man in a wheelchair. Sympathize.
And if you don't, you're an ism and a phobe.
That's right. You're an ism, you're a phobe. I am in a wheelchair, though. I mean, I've got a chair with wheels on it. So,
yeah.
You know, it's almost the same. Almost the same.
Same but different.
It is. You know, it's the same picture. And likely could be far off from happening soon. After all, there are businesses that still use pen and paper to track expenses and fax machines to send memos. Fucking God. Who wants to live in that kind of past? Fuck. There are professionals thinking about these what-if scenarios already, and actively. Well, I mean, you know, I wouldn't call myself a professional, but you know, I'm a man in a chair with wheels. I can sympathize, I can empathize, and who feel our world is capable of handling the technology and regulating it appropriately. Right, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Let's get into the deep dark of Facebook. And when Facebook launched its supercomputer for the metaverse this week, so did you hear about that?
No.
So they've launched their AI, which is going to become the super overlord of the metaverse. They've launched it. It was funny that I saw Sirius commenting on it. She has something to say about it. That's pretty funny. I did retweet it. Yeah.
I'll have to have a look.
Yeah. It took pains to explain how secure it was making the data that it was using the power. What? Let me read that again. It took pains to explain how that was that it was using what the fuck do you even mean?
Whoever wrote this article is fucking illiterate.
It sounds like they're sitting in a fucking chair with wheels of their own.
Yeah. Not a disability. He's a visual.
It's called impairment.
Yeah,
it's called blindness.
Yeah.
Still, other metaverse thinkers like Matthew Ball. I wonder if he's got the balls to say the right thing. Have pointed out that tech giants like Apple can slow things down considerably by using their control over the internet. So you got things like you got this concept floating around of Web 3. Well, it's not really floating around. I mean, you know, it's being implemented.
Version of the internet.
Yeah, you know, a more open and decentralized ecosystem
version. Okay.
Well, if it's decentralized, that means, you know, there won't be some dominant power saying yes, this is the right way of thinking. Yes, no, this is the wrong way of thinking. But through a significant metaphor, saying wrong think is wrong think.
Yeah.
What are you, a phobe and an ism? You're one of those George Welliites, aren't you? George Orwelliites. Yeah.
Orwelliites. I'm a hardcore Orwellite.
Oh, sorry. See, there's the Orwelliites and there's the Orwellians.
Orwellians.
You know, don't mistake the two, because otherwise, you know, you'll be in all-out war. So.
Yeah, you get labelled a bigot.
That's right. Those Orwelliites are fucking. Oh, they're crazy, man. Them Orwellians are. Yeah, they got the right way of thinking. Through its significant smartphone market share and 30% app store tax, fucking hell, that's a hell of a tax to put on somebody to. That's a hell of a monopoly they got there. And by default,
why don't use Apple at all?
Yeah, right. No, you're just part of the duopoly anyway. You use it. Yeah.
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 My phone's made by China, so I'm probably getting spied on that.
I made a song called Duopoly about 15 years ago. It's pretty cool.
Did you?
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's a great song. It's an instrumental, but maybe the Apple App Store will be interested in purchasing it. Who knows? Yeah. And by default, the coming metaverse, he has called Apple the de facto regulator of the internet. That's dark. We all know it's Google. God.
Yeah.
Using the internet as a compass to the metaverse. Compass. No one can... All right. I'm almost done with this article. Should we read the final? Should we read the summary? All right, we'll read the summary.
I think I've probably had enough, but you can read it.
Yeah, I've had enough too. It's almost depressing enough. I'm going to go and have a beer on Vic stream. No one can predict what will come as more companies begin to implement their version of the metaverse. How do you reckon you're going to say it, Manticore? Is it going to be like metaverse? Or is it going to be like metaverse? Metaverse. You got to put a list on the T. It's metaverse. Are you part of the metaverse?
You're going to put the soy in your voice?
You're a bigot and an ism if you don't say metaverse. Or is it going to be like metaverse? That's a way better. Like, metaverse. How are you going to say it?
Like that.
You like it? All right, let's all go into the metaverse. Yeah.
Yeah, like a fucking...
Yeah, you're a bigot and an ism if you don't say it like that. All right. It's official. But the evolution of the internet can be used as a guide to predict what can take place with the rise of the metaverse. See, that's funny because I predicted
needs an editor.
I predicted that they should put a 2 in there. So yeah.
I predict they need an editor for all future articles.
I predicted this person's got an agenda and really they're just a Facebook shill. Probably. The next 5 years will start to be will still be the emergent metaverse and pre-metaverse stage. Oh my god. What are you saying? There's like metaverse foreplay going on here?
Probably.
You're playing with ideas here? You're smacking around some digital titties in the hopes that
they don't put up this safe bubble.
That's right. Everybody's going to put up a safe bubble and leave the metaverse and go into the real world. God has already created a metaverse for us. It's called the real world.
Yeah, it's called the real.
What if I said it like metaverse? In this stage, there's no metaverse. Therefore, no metaverse. Companies, solutions, applications. This may sound anticlimactic. Hey, man, I'm onto you. You just want to smack around some digital titties with your use of the word anticlimactic. I'm onto you.
Yeah.
But it's the reality. It is disingenuous to say that that during this time frame we'll see the year of the metaverse. Get the fuck out of here!
Oh god, it's the year of the tiger, mate. Fucking.
I'll fucking give them the eye. I'll build a decentralized game called the Eye of the Metaverse, and we'll fucking yeah. And I'll see y'all in my chair with wheels in the ocean. Yeah. Never mind, that was too deep of a metaphor to fucking. All right, we'll certainly see exciting developments. What?
On me floating pontoon.
On me garbage barge, mate. Fucking see you there. Yeah, you can't fuck with my garbage barge.
Just become a pirate.
Yeah. Just like Waterworld, you know? Fucking.
Yeah.
Mafuli of the Open Source Initiative said widespread accessibility for the metaverse and the technologies that develop it is vital for the metaverse to reach its full potential. Here comes the buzzwords.
Again.
And will likely follow... Oh, God, I'm sick of them, I tell you. I'm sick of the marketing spins on something where people just want, a realness away from the marketing spin. So,
an escape.
Yeah, just gonna grab some digital titties, you know.
Right. Yeah, teabag some fucking.
Are you
digital avatar?
Are you picking on my friend XX? Your mum sucks cock XX, man. Right, that's it. I'm coming to fucking that's it, mate. Sniper bullet in your dome.
That motherfucker teabagged me 3 years ago in Call of Duty, mate.
I'm still psychologically damaged from it. All I can see is my mum sucking cock. No. And will likely follow a similar path of innovation and regulation as the internet did. Mufali adds that it is most important. Most important is for society. Oh my god, fucking.
Oh god.
God. XX, your mum sucks cock. XX, please put a sniper bullet in this writer's head. All right, thank you.
Or Hori, at least Hori Menezes.
Yeah. XX, your mum sucks cock. XX is now a recurring character on this stream. So
yeah.
And if there's a hyper intelligent AI bot out there, please make the account XX your mum sucks cock XX. Thank you. In that way, allows it to become a space where we can keep our democratic functioning tools, our rights, and a check and balance of the delegation of powers in place. So, frightening times ahead. I mean, if my musings were just any kind of indication as to what's coming, we seem to have lost our audience now because of the usage of the term XX your mum sucks cock XX, who was a valued member of the community. And
I'm gonna create an alt called that.
What a fucking shit show of a world we live in, eh? So there it is, a snapshot of the potential to come for the metaverse. The issues that we deal with in this day and age. What a crazy time we live in.
I keep asking myself how we got here, but it doesn't really matter how we're here now.
It doesn't. Just all that matters is that we're here.
Yeah.
Well, we've done this to ourselves.
Yeah.
May as well suffer with the consequences. That's right. We can all be psychologically damaged together.
Yeah. More? Jesus.
God damn it. I've had enough of this psychological damage. Emotional damage.
Got out of that fucking like forest. Now I'm back in there again.
Yeah, that's it. That's the ocean. Guess what? You're out of the forest and in the ocean, Yeah.
Into the ocean now. Better sink or swim.
Yeah. Speaking out of forest and into the ocean, here's a summary. Mother says she was virtually groped by 3 male characters within seconds of entering Facebook's online world metaverse. So it looks like we can all shift the blame onto Facebook here. Facebook is the true perpetrator of abuse.
Yeah.
I blame Facebook. I for one. So Facebookism is not the religion of the future. Nina Jane Patel watched and listened in horror through a virtual reality. Horror. The horror. Through a virtual reality headset as her avatar, a moving, talking, computer-generated version of herself was groped aggressively in a sustained attack. Aggressively, he was like, "Fucking give me them titties! Come here! Get over here!" In sustained attack by 3 realistic male characters. You mean it sounds like Illyria got groped?
Yeah.
Her braying assailants. Oh fucking hell! Paint them as Jesus Christ, man. I bet they just walked up and went. I mean, they just walked up and went. They just walked up and went, "Hey, boobs."
Yeah, you probably did.
I mean, yeah. Are you attracted to this image here, Manticore?
No, she looks like a Karen.
No, she looks like a what? A Karen.
Karen, yeah.
Yeah, she does quite look like a Karen, doesn't she? Yeah.
Look.
So she got to say.
Yeah, that was it. No, that was it.
Yep. Her braying assailants struck in full view of others who had logged into Facebook's version of the metaverse. An online world in which users, the avatars, meet and interact and explore a fast-growing network of virtual locations such as cities, country scenes, or cafes. Now, the funny thing is that the way that they've pitched this is just an advert for. It's just an advert
for metaverse.
For the metaverse, for the Facebook metaverse. Yeah. That's all this is.
I'll be like,
it's not
like you group women in the metaverse.
That's right. And with the sign-off line of like an online world which uses avatars, which uses avatars meet and interact and explore a fast-growing network of virtual locations such as cities. They're like, all of a sudden your mind goes, oh well, fuck the groping. What about that?
Yeah.
And that's where we're at.
Of all the potential that the metaverse has to, like cafes, country scenes, and shopping centers. Really?
What are you going to do in a fucking virtual cafe? You're going to go drink virtual coffee?
Virtual coffee? I'd rather drink real coffee.
I'm offended that you want to drink virtual coffee instead of real coffee.
Like like all the potential, and yeah, we're sitting in a fucking virtual cafe.
Sitting in a virtual cafe.
Fucking sounds exciting.
But did you think that you were going to be, when you were drinking real coffee,
sipping your virtual coffee,
sipping your real coffee, where you're gonna, it's gonna be linked to a rig that where you'll be drinking virtual coffee at the same time, and nobody's gonna be able to tell the difference, and it'll simulate that environment. It'll simulate that experience for other people, where you can proudly wave your flag and your banner that you're drinking coffee.
So, I don't know about you can't tell the difference. Look at the fucking the graphics of Facebook Metaverse. It's like underwhelming, to say the least.
But well, I mean, imagine how deep and dark it's going to get when
it's real. Look,
when it's you can't tell the difference between indistinguishable from reality, and when I mean, you think you want to grab virtual titties now, boy?
Wait till then.
Like. Wait until they've got real world physics involved.
I should have sent you the link because the comments were beautiful.
So anyway, we've we'll go through a bit of a shit show at the end. You know what? I think we're gonna let it divulge into a shit show for an hour at the end of it, where and we will separate it where you can choose. So so if you weren't paying attention to the mainstream shit culture over the last few days, Whoopi Goldberg has made an absolute fool of herself by becoming an ironic trope of everything she claimed to represent.
If she wasn't already.
Equality and diversity. And now Whoopi's come out and and said and just basically tried to stab Jews to death. So of course the internet did what they did and threw up their arms and said,
meme lords and shitlords.
And the shitlords went to work and they brought about true justice. So let's take a look at Professor Goldberg.
Oh my God! Get out of here! Get out of here!
The Holocaust isn't about race.
Run for the hills!
Crazy. That was a tasteful meme, that one. But I'm sure the mainstream won't pick up on that story. No, they'll try to paint her as the victim somehow. Instead, so there's with the uproar with Gina Carano, for just mentioning, for drawing any kind of line between the fact that that the people right now were being treated similarly. The people from a certain culture are being treated very similarly as people from another culture before a very typical event in history. And the fact that they're comparing Gina Carano being kicked off of Star Wars and asking why Whoopi Goldberg has not received the same treatment, only getting a 2-week suspension from The View, which is an outright propaganda network, which an outright propaganda show, which paints things in a certain light, the way that they want to be treated.
It's a bunch of female trolls,
right?
And not in the good sense of the word troll,
who obviously harbor a very deep resentment and ignorance towards a very a marginalized sect of people. Obviously, through the words of Whoopi Goldberg, her pure ignorance is on display. She because she accounts surface value and racial stereotyping as the only way to view the world. She's very caught up in the idea of painting with a broad brush. It's absolute shit show. I think she should have been fired from The View. Should have been taken down.
I think the whole show should be taken down, just out of concept, out of because it's fucking
respect.
trash.
Yeah, well, that's right. The View is absolute fucking trash. Worth laughing at, though.
If I wanted to hear a bunch of middle-aged women talking shit, I'd go hang out with fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, another thing that was worth laughing at over is a. Hang on a minute. Let me just And finally figuring out these controls. I think I've got everything down to control the mechanics of StreamYards. I'm pretty up to it. So yes, so another funny incident. What's his name? What's this bloody yobbo's name?
I can't remember his name. It says it on the thing, doesn't it? Like, nah. I can't remember his name.
I mean, he's not important. His name isn't important enough to remember.
He's just a dickhead.
He's just a dickhead who's like part of the problem, and he doesn't realize he's part of the problem. So, but anyway, a nice little bit of social justice in action.
My kind of social justice.
We were coming from different places, and we met.
Oh, this is the
Canadian.
Oh, this is the wrong one. Yeah.
We were coming.
We'll play that one
from
next.
Different.
We're just going to go through the joke, through the joke of the real world right now. Is the context here.
You know, this whole crap with this cancel culture and the...
Shut up! Shit, shut the fuck up! Nobody wants to hear it.
Fucker.
You've been talking all fucking week. You don't care what you have to say, just stop talking.
You got me right in my fucking head, asshole.
Stop.
Damn it.
Now, did that seem staged to you, Manticore?
Not until you said it, and now maybe I'm thinking otherwise. I don't know.
Wouldn't that be?
I'd like to think
just
it's not, because I'd like to see that dickhead get hit in the head with a snowball.
But why? But the very fact you think that he's a dickhead in the first place, are you sure he hasn't created a persona, created his own metaverse avatar, which has, which has ultimately come to represent something, but he's staged it in a sense where he's just trying to, it could. I would take my hat off to the man if this entire thing was an act and it was staged, because the amount of shit that he stirred over time throughout the entire pandemic, that would just be troll of the year to me, man. So
yeah,
but that's the power of it.
Why? What? Publicity, I guess. So.
Yes. I wonder how many more much viewership. Is he a comedian? What does he do? I know he's an actor. But...
Yeah, he's a comedian. He's a comedian.
Well, and so you just, you got to take that thing. You got to take that with a grain of salt. That he is a performer.
Yeah.
He's very if he's painting himself as an idiot while he's socially
aware. But why would you
then...
want people to hate you? I don't understand that. I suppose it worked for Donald Trump, but I don't know.
Why would you want people to hate you?
Now that you say it, yeah.
I don't know. I'm warming up to the idea.
Like if they do hate you, then so be it. But like, why would you actively go out for that? Like, I guess there's only one side's gonna hate him, one side's gonna love him. So, this world's a confusing place.
It is. And everything is not what it appears. Like,
what it seems.
What it seems. Like, that's all I'm saying. When you're caught up in that kind of thing, when you think you're an activist, you're advocating for something, and somebody's just fucking leading you astray, and yeah, that's got to be aware of that shit. So what's this one about?
It's the Canadian trucker Karen's bitching about people honking their horns and clogging up their streets in their trucks.
Okay.
And then this guy with this huge truck came and tooting.
Oh, Yari.
And I said, this is awful.
This is awful.
Stop him.
This huge truck and a bunch of littler trucks came up our little street here, honking away, and we just decided we'd had enough, and we thought we'd make a statement.
And we're up high in their cab of the truck, right, looking down on us. We couldn't hear anything they had to say, and they didn't want to hear us. So I wanted to communicate to them that we just did not support what they're doing. So I just did a thumbs down. Every time he honked his horn, I did a thumbs down, and so there were a lot of thumbs down.
It wasn't an easy thing to do, but it was an important thing. And we've had enough.
So those thumbs downs, they hurt, man.
We've had enough.
Ooh.
this is an occupation. This isn't a protest. All of us are a certain age. We've been fighting a long time for women's rights. We're kind of used to it. But that was scary. I mean, that's a huge truck. They're bullies. It's not easy to stand up to a bully, and you very rarely win anything.
But I figured that they wouldn't come out and assault 3 women of our age, because that wouldn't look good on camera, that's for sure. I am really disappointed in the Ottawa police. There is nobody enforcing the law downtown. There is nobody. They don't have a permit to protest. Nobody knows when they're going. They
What do you mean? They're going to be there for 2 weeks. They're going to flatten the curve.
Like, we've had enough.
They're just waiting for Trudeau to come back.
Yeah, no, 2 weeks, man. They'll flatten the curve and it'll all be over. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry, love.
Don't worry, love. It's okay. You'll be holding your little feminist sign before you know it.
Yeah. Burning your bra.
Yeah, all of that shit. You can put on 300 pounds and become like a truck yourself if you want, So.
Yeah. I think she's already halfway there.
Yeah, a couple of them were. Like Whoopie-Zilla,
Whoopie-Zilla.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Well, the first show is over. We have lost everybody in the chat. So thank you very much for coming out, everybody. I'm pretty sure I got the hang of this. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm dedicated. Who knows who's going to watch the replay of this? Who knows who's going? But that's really what it's about. Well, I may look at I don't know if I want to go down the route of creating pre-curated content. I don't know if I want to do that shit. Yeah.
I reckon I'm gonna chop up the videos that I've done into smaller videos and just upload them too, like the segments. No,
I'll sue you, Manticore.
So people don't want to. Hey, you sue me?
I'm gonna sue you.
I was gonna ask you to chop them up for me.
Always making me do work, Manticore.
I need to learn how to edit. I downloaded DaVinci Pro, DaVinci. What is it? Something yesterday.
What is it?
DaVinci Resolve.
Is it a video editing program?
It's a video editing. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend some time going through tutorials and trying to learn how to use it.
Oh.
Maybe load fire under my ass.
Yes. I have a habit of doing that to people, but I just never claim the accolades for myself. So I think it's about time that we that Smirk gets his accolades.
Well deserved.
Yeah. All right. So one more time. So of course, check out Artifice Re-Animate. Head on over to Vic's channel as well. Give him a sub. He's I know he's going to be supportive one way or another, even though his his ego is pulling at him right now. But he's going to get Beowulf off the ground. He's got projects on the way with Dark Gift Comics. With also be sure to check out the Bucker as well from Dilla Draws. He's a good friend of the channel, good friend of ours. Timothy Olsen. Be sure to check out Melvin. We've got a great little community of creators, potentially flourishing here, as long as everybody doesn't try to step on one another's heads. So I'm sure everybody will find their place. Everybody will work it out. Everybody will, even though there's banter going on, and even though there are some hard feelings, you can, egos are a rampant thing within creative endeavors. It is what it is. But there's always a way to.
Artist egotistical? Never.
No, never. There's always a way to resolve those kinds of issues, just as long as things don't become too too heartfelt. So so again, one more time, do us all a favor and back Artifice Re-Animate. Because that's what it really comes down to, is the crux of it. People always go on about this culture war, and one of the really creating a space, an ecosystem where independent people are coming together to produce works of art and produce things that will withstand the test of time, as opposed to a statement that was made and then forgotten a week later. The creative works speak for themselves, and I knew that from the beginning. I knew that that the creative works were going to become the most important aspects of the foundation of of what can represent you in a larger landscape, in a larger, I wouldn't call it a war, but I'd call it an important staple and statement within what you're trying to achieve, and an alternative to what you set yourself in a position to oppose. Yeah. And we're building communities, we're building, I hate using terms like resistance. That's right. We're creating an ecosystem of our own to thrive and flourish and create beautiful works which go on into the future to remain even long after we're gone. So yeah, I'm very, very interested in the AI community. We'll go more into further detail in the coming future, and once we find our feet, we're working very hard to bring this product to its conclusion. Artifice Re-Animate, y'all.
Back in today.
Check it out. Back in today. Do it. Spread the word. Get the word out. Yeah. And it may just come back full circle for you some way, somehow. Anyway, so my name's Smoke the Alien. This is my good friend Manticore. We're holding it down here, and we will continue into the future. Again, thank you very much, everybody, for checking out the stream today. And one more time, back Artifice. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.